Welcome back. So before these Chiefs became living legends, there was another legendary class half a century ago who brought home the Lombardi Trophy. Here to tell that story is former Chiefs cheerleader Sally Willhoite, who was there on the field when the Chiefs beat the Vikings for their first super win. But before we get to that, we need a quick update after yesterday's game. What was your reaction?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I was crying, but I was trying to keep it cool and hold it together.
Well, Sally, first of all, we want to take just a moment to thank you for coming in today. And then can you take us back to that game in New Orleans 50 years ago and tell us what that was like?
Okay, well, it was very different, but still as amazing because it was the first time the Chiefs did win the Super Bowl. There were only much less crowd, much smaller stadium, and we only flew down for the day.
Oh my gosh, and you have so many artifacts that we're looking at right now. I mean, you've even brought some. I see some pom-poms.
Yes.
And it's really remarkable to talk about how different it was probably about 50 years ago.
It was very different. I was a senior in high school when we went to the Super Bowl, so cheerleaders were definitely younger, and
So was there an age range, like you could be on the team when you were in high school?
The age range was 15 to 22, and I was 15 my first year.
Oh my gosh. And what did you guys use to practice your dances?
Well, see this little vinyl record here?
So you're shaking those pom-poms to vinyl.
Well, that, or at practice at the where we practiced our routines, we had 8-track tapes.
Oh my gosh, okay, so we're kind of like doing a different bit of technology there.
Very.
And I think what we're looking at right there, is that a program for the big game?
Actually, I don't know where she put it. This is the...
is this the program
this
for the
was
big
on
game?
our way to after we had won the championship when it was called AFL instead of AFC.
Wow.
This is the program from the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
50 years ago.
So that is so great, and thank you so much for bringing all of this.
Oh, my pleasure.
Now, let's also talk about some of the memories maybe that you have,
Okay.
because that had to be just a remarkable experience that so few people got to have.
Well, the fact that we even got to go was pretty amazing because they had a policy then that cheerleaders couldn't go to an away game. So the community raised the money for us, and
So it's donation-based?
Donation-based. The Chamber of Commerce basically thought that the cheerleaders should get to go. I thought I had a picture in here. There it is. And this is an article about the Kansas City Royals, the Kansas City Spurs, Armco Steel, several big corporations raised the money for us to fly down, the whole squad, and they raised $1,200.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I'm loving hearing all of these stories. Now, you're also wearing a jersey that is very special to you and your family, and because you've been a fan for so long.
Well, we've been season ticket holders for 54 years, and this jersey was in honor of my parents, Bob and Helen Sterling, who bought the tickets back in 1966. They had been married for 64 years, so that's why we have this number.
And you also have a special story that you share with your husband.
Oh, I do. I don't know where that picture is, but one of the great things that I got from being a cheerleader with the Chiefs is that I met my husband. He had seen my picture in one of the cheerleader group shots, and he asked a friend of his, could you fix me up with her? And he did, and that was 44 years ago.
So how long have you guys been married?
44 years.
44 years. Well, thank you so much, Sally, for sharing those memories with us. It was very special, and I'm glad that you got to have that experience.
Thank you so much.